Hey, good evening, everybody. We are back with the Shamanic Priestess Emily live part 4 and Goddess Jen part Infinity.
All right, give me a moment. I'll change my name.
We've just got back from our romantic family Valentine's weekend in Devon with baby Ziggy. He had an absolute blast running around the hotel. It was a lovely playroom. So we're full of positive energy. And Emily said she's absolutely on fire right now with Kundalini energy. So we're in for a treat tonight. Subjects to be covered include we had the Super Bowl, Kendrick, Jay-Z doing the Illuminati hand sign. I don't think we've yet discussed with Emily Kanye and his insane tweets, his the walk on the red carpet. So lots to go over. And Zuckerberg. I've been listening to Steve Bannon actually on Zuckerberg and the tech oligarchs. Fascinating how they're all kowtowing to Trump now after they tried to destroy and censor. But yeah, let's see what happens next.
Well, quick question for you, Sean, is I've noticed Steve Bannon is doing the rounds. Why is he doing the rounds at the moment?
So Steve Bannon, he ended up in prison as part of supporting Trump. Yeah, there was a thing on January the 6th in America that was difficult to talk about. So that's why I'm euphemizing. Anyway, Steve Bannon is an American media executive, political strategist, and former investment banker. Served as the White House's chief strategist for the first 7 months of U.S. President Trump's first administration before Trump discharged him. And he's out and he's back and he's talking about the people who have tried to destroy Trump. He's hoping that some of them are going to end up in prison. And he said a lot of these tech oligarchs, went up to the White House with their tails between their legs after trying to destroy Trump. Now that, he was the new boss in town, they went up there with the pathetic $1 million checks, trying to donate to him, trying to co-opt him. But he described them as supplicants, extremely dangerous people left to their own devices. But Trump displayed them all when he came out, and did his acceptance. All the tech giants were behind him. But that wasn't because they were dominating him, according to Bannon. According to Bannon, they are his supplicants now. He owns them.
Supplicants. What a word, supplicants. Wow.
Sean's really in the, what's it called, Theosaurus this evening, isn't he? But yeah.
He said Zuckerberg went up there with his pathetic whatever little check and was dressed, trying to dress differently to impress Trump. These are characters definitely, but yeah.
No, well, my opinion of, my lack of opinion of Zuckerberg is something else. He's definitely not a shepherd. He is a sheep, a very intelligent, nerdy sheep. I cannot stand the man. I don't like anything he's about. I don't like Facebook particularly. I'm only on there because that's the only social media my nan can work out.
Did he steal it from somebody anyway, Facebook?
Yeah,
he did.
If you watch the movie, and obviously it is documented that these other guys at the university came up with this idea and he made the idea happen. So there's the whole grey area of it actually being theft. There was a court case surrounding it, wasn't there, when the guys tried to take him to court and there was a payout involved. So in my eyes, yes, he stole the idea. So and went on to buy up Instagram and WhatsApp and whatnot. But him as a person, right, I quite like his wife though. So I'm not going to go on and say Zuckerberg.
Who's his wife? Who's his wife?
She just looks fantastic. I don't know nothing about her. She just looks like she's a right, I don't know, juggernaut of a woman. And she's a bit my vibe. I think she makes all the serious decisions in the relationship because he is that much of a little bitch. He can't make any of his own. Honestly, he can't wipe his own bottom.
Language,
Mark
Jen,
Zuckerberg,
language.
right? Mark Zuckerberg is honestly, he is oh right, I can't even say it on you will get
let's go over to Emily
because
because you're gonna get us a violation at this rate.
He's gonna get red carded on Facebook, definitely.
I know.
No, he's just not my cup of tea. And on this world, not everyone has to be everyone's cup of tea, do they? He's very smart and he's got some fantastic businesses out there. Let's just we'll leave it at that. But
leave it at that. Very diplomatic to finish, Jen. I love that.
I had to. Sean would tell me off. But no, Emily, you being a wonderful shamanic priestess who can feed into everyone's wonderful energy. How wonderful is Mark Zuckerberg?
I don't think I would use the word wonderful, but firstly, I have to just comment the fact that you said you had a lack of opinion about him, but you have so much opinion about him. I just love that. I just love that. Whenever I brought him to you, I just love how vehement you get. It's amazing. The passion is amazing. What's really interesting about Zuckerberg, and I feel this so deeply at the moment, I'm sensing such a sense of panic. But very much lots of things going under the table, under the surface, which is not really a surprise. I'm really getting this sense, everyone, that he's almost trying to I don't know, draw his money in, kind of hide some money away, but also not even just that. I'm really getting this sense that he wants out. He wants out maybe on Facebook, or he wants out on, I don't know. I feel like he feels exposed. There's a real sense of this panic, and all I keep seeing is this action of him kind of drawing things in, hiding things away, almost like packing his suitcases, which I find really, really interesting. And I've been really kind of getting that energy from him from that last couple of weeks. I said this to you, Jen, a while ago, that I've been getting this energy about Zuckerberg, right? That something's about to go down. I agree. When you mentioned about his wife pulling the cards, I think you're 100% correct. When I kind of sensed into that, it was a big fat yes to that. So I just be intrigued to know why that is. I'm not quite getting that information just yet, and I'll tune into a little bit more. But that's what I'm really sensing about him. It's like he's like lost the reins. I don't think he really ever had the reins, but he's lost control. He's lost the reins, and I feel like he's almost like gathering all of his resources, putting things in different piles, different pots, squirreling things away, so he can almost make a bit of a fast escape. That's my honest opinion.
The big D card is facing him from him and his wife, or is the energy surrounding him to do with the fact that people used to respect him as a person? They used to respect him as a businessman, but these days I think everyone sees straight through him like glass with him, and they can just see what he's about. And they're not, I mean, he hasn't got a great response out there. I mean, even some of the comments on here, Mark Zuckerbottom. So, and he is, I won't read them all, but he's not appealing to folk these days. He's not the favorite anymore. I think Elon is.
No, I think you're completely right. I think it's beyond the you said the big D. I think it's beyond that. I think it is. Yeah, I think he senses that people have he's lost favor. He's lost respect. And I just think, and this is my personal opinion, this is not coming directly from source, but that whole interview he did with Joe Rogan, when he admitted so much, I think that was really a massive turning point in this whole journey for him.
100%. He just rolled over and played dead and blamed the government. The government made me do this. The government made me do that. Instead of actually owning up and being like, we did this. He blamed, obviously, the US government for the content that was not allowed to be shared on Facebook during the pandemic. Now, sorry, Sean's gone a bit quiet there. I thought you had a bit more Zuckerberg there.
I'm trying to find out how much Zuckerberg donated to Kamala.
Oh,
There was a rumor that he spent over 100 million in 2020 to elect Joe Biden. I don't know whether that is true or not. But the amount of money these guys put down on Kamala is breathtaking. Elon, I think, did laid down $250 million for Trump. So imagine all these tech oligarchs were investing in the Biden, Kamala, and then Trump came up, and their bets were all lost, basically. So they had to bow down to Trump, or else they're going to get wiped for being censorious and all of this fact-checking woke nonsense.
And what did Stephen say then? How did he dress? Because you mentioned he dressed for Trump. I mean, what was he wearing? Chaps?
I can't remember, except he tried to macho himself up or something. And just for people who were wondering about why Bannon was in prison. So Bannon refused to comply with a subpoena issued by the Select Committee on the January 6th attack. The U.S. House of Representatives Committee investigating the 2021 United States Capitol attack. He was subsequently indicted by a federal grand jury on 2 criminal charges of contempt of Congress. So what happened was the Biden admin went after their political enemies, and they used lawfare to put people like Bannon and other Trumpians in prison. So now Trump's out and Trump's in and Bannon's out of prison. Bannon's saying that Trump is going to go after these people, for example, the ones spreading the misinformation about Russia. Trump was colluding with Russia against Hillary Clinton. They're going to go after these people, and they're the ones who are going to end up in prison now.
Will they though? Come on. Sorry, just posting. So everyone, I'm posting Emily's links in the description box now. If you could go over, subscribe to everything she does. She's absolutely fantastic. She will be answering your questions presently. So if you want to start lining them up, I can see 6-starred already. She's going to feed into your energy, and she's going to finish tonight with meditation. And don't forget, any super chats automatically go into a draw this evening for to win a month's worth of free Chico, which we will be announcing at the end of every show. So yeah, get super chatting, or just put your questions in and follow Emily's stuff. Thank you, everyone. So next topic tonight was Kendrick Lamar's funky dance with Uncle Sam tonight.
What a title. What a title.
I mean, kudos for having Samuel Jackson intro him. I thought, do you know what? I think Samuel Jackson is an absolute living legend. Much respect to him. Every film he touches is gold. I don't know that much about his extracurricular activities, nor would I rather know. I'm sure it will come out sooner or later if there are some. But no, as the Kendrick Lamar halftime Super Bowl performance went, that apparently flopped. I didn't think it was that bad, and I'm not into his music at all. I couldn't see what the fuss was all about. He started the act on the car bonnet, pranced up like a tiger, ready to go, and I mean, and then I'd say about 100 dancers came up off the bottom of the stage and out of the car window, like out the car door, like circus. You know when you see those clowns coming out the Mini, like that. I mean, it wasn't breathtaking. It wasn't like Rihanna did, you know, when she was up on that stage about 6 months pregnant, and they hoisted the stage all the way up, and it was quite, I don't know, it was really impressive. This was just a bit. It was all right. And there was even a little cameo with Serena Williams, wasn't there? Trying to do a bit of a dirty wind involved in it. It was, I mean, it wasn't the best I've ever seen, but it's had an absolute uproar about it. So,
and that's what's really interesting, right? It's like the mass uproar in it. And that's what I find fascinating. For me, you know what, this whole thing feels quite simple, and I mean simple as much as it goes, right? You know, we were saying last week, and I know we've been talking a lot about there's something going to come out with Jay-Z really, really soon, right? Something going to come out. I feel very much so with this Kendrick Lamar, for him getting Kendrick Lamar on the Super Bowl was very much like a, you know, getting him on side. I feel like when I sense into Jay-Z, is very much this kind of, and it's similar again, like this is not a surprise. When I sense into energies, it's often a very collective energy. There is not so much this kind of panic in Jay-Z I'm sensing. I know I'm kind of skipping to Jay-Z, but I feel like it links. It's almost like this kind of like breaking down a kind of energy, almost like his energy being zapped so much with everything that's going on. It's almost like he didn't really have the capacity to really think about this or organize it. And I really get this sense when I was sensing into it, I was shown like almost like a handshake. It's like, actually, right, I'm going to get you in because you're going to keep you on side for when this big thing comes out. I'm sensing about 2.5 weeks for this, whatever it is, to come to the fore. And I just, again, seeing a picture of Jay-Z with his kids, I just think the publicity in that, it just honestly makes me personally just feel so uncomfortable. I don't know how you feel, Jen, about that, right?
Like there was loads of stoppage there, but we've been waiting. Obviously, there was a psychic medium who came on and not on this channel, but was circulating saying that it was going to take 2 weeks and this massive news was going to come out about Jay-Z, and it's sort of timed for about now, just after the Super Bowl, and everyone keeps saying all this information is going to come out after the Super Bowl. I mean, with 1 day past, I'm not expecting it. You know, I'm not sat on the edge of my seat checking the news every 5 minutes going, okay, when's this news going to come out about Jay-Z? But I do feel it is going to be any day now. And it's just going to, I mean, look at that sign. That's not a great sign there, is it? Not a great clue. And sorry, my cat's name is Karen. Sea Walk. Yes, that was it. Sorry, I'm a terrible dancer as it is. I don't know the difference between the Dutty one and the Sea Walk, to be fair. I can just about do the 2-step. But so no, it's and who else is hanging on to the edge of their seat, waiting to hear this Jay-Z big news that's allegedly about to come out?
Yeah, it's funny because when I tuned into it just now, it said I got the message 2.5 weeks from now. So it's interesting that it kind of lined up to now, and then there's been 2.5 weeks forward. So whether maybe she was sensing into what was happening around the Super Bowl, maybe it was that, or whether something else that's coming forward. For me, I'm always so intrigued, and we talked a lot about this last week, about people's facial expressions, right? Interestingly here, like, he's got glasses on, so you can't even see that the eye is right, but it's just the expression of like the smile. And when he was making that symbol, it's just like the vacant smile on his face. It's just, and this sense of like, I know energetically, it's just like this caving in so much that energy is so drained and almost like just not caring anymore, you know? Just not caring anymore, almost like I feel like he knows that something's going to go down, so it's almost like he's just kind of like hands off now, is what I'm sensing personally. And yeah, that's just my take on it. So yeah.
Is there any way you can sense in to Beyonce's energy at this moment?
Yeah. Let me just take a moment just sensing that right now. I feel like what I'm getting is very much is kind of like the word I want to use is slippery, but in the sense almost like she's got ice skates on or roller skates on, and almost like the ground has been pulled from underneath her. You know that phrase, the carpet, I don't know what the phrase is exactly, you know, the carpet's been pulled from under you, right? What I'm being shown and what I'm being told is like she's on these kind of skates, or almost like her root chakra has completely, in the last week or so, just completely been like pulled from underneath her. We want your root, we want your legs, right, to feel strong, sturdy, grounded. And I'm getting this sense that she's, had something pulled from underneath her. So whether she's actually been told some information, I feel like that's what's coming through, is that she's been told some information maybe about what's going to come through. I feel like it's maybe linking, I mean, you know, this is what we've been kind of wondering, but very much connecting Jay-Z to everything that's been going on with P. Diddy. I'm getting also J-Lo, which is very, very interesting for some reason, but I feel like there's the very, very tightly woven connections between all of these people. But I feel like in the last 2 days, maybe Friday even, that she was giving some information, and I'm getting the sense it's almost like, well, imagine if you literally were on ice skates, right, and you literally had your feet just like from underneath you. I feel like she's been quite flawed and that's been building. That's what I'm getting right now. Yeah.
I feel like Sean obviously after our talk last week came to me. He was like, Emily got the nail on the head there with her and her dead eyes. And I've heard so many people. I've been on a few podcasts last week, and saying the same thing about her dead eyes at the Grammys, about how she just looks just completely drained and exhausted through all this. And in my response, on one hand, I was like, being the empathetic person I am, I was like, I feel a bit sorry for her. And I'm like, no, because she obviously knew what was going down. So there's kind of, a bit of
I feel like she does. I feel like she did know what's going down. But what I'm being told is that there's definitely some things she didn't know as well. 100%. I feel like she didn't know the whole picture, and I feel like that's why some things are starting to come out now. I feel like maybe her team are preparing her or something. But I'm the same as you, Jen. I felt sorry for her looking at the Grammys last week. It just, really, really felt. But I feel like there's been a progression since last week. I feel like there's been some new information. I feel like plans are being made. That's kind of the collective theme right now. It's like plans being made. I feel like it's almost like that kind of energy is like getting in your bunker to weather the storm that's about to come. I don't think this news on Jay-Z. I think it might trickle out initially, and then I think it's going to be a big bang.
And that's why she's wearing those dark shades to the Super Bowl to hide those dead eyes. But it's I just, like I said, I think more than everyone is hanging on to the edge of their seats to hear what this alleged big news is with Jay-Z and these court cases and rada. I know Sean is for sure. And when he don't even crack a smile anymore. That was one night away we spent together. Don't even smile.
There you go.
Saying about Super Bowl super small. Before we go on to the Q&A, then don't forget people to get your questions in, as Emily will be feeding into your energy. So that would be great. But first, we wanted to. We'll take this question first before we get on to Kanye West and his 3-day bender.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay, Simone. That's so. Thank you, Simone. It's really nice to hear from you. And okay, your health. What's really interesting, Simone, I'm drawn straight away to your shoulders, your upper back. And this is nothing I think you should be concerned around, but there's a lot of tension in your upper back. And I want to say your right shoulder into your upper back. That for me is very much what it is. It's heart chakra. I feel like there is a lot of, I'll be honest, some anger really kind of into your upper, right shoulder. And I would just ask for you to either journal that out, to talk to someone, to dance it out. The important thing is if anger is left repressed in our bodies, it can really cause a lot of issues physically and mentally. So I feel like this is a bit of like a good like a heads up, Simone. I want you to look into that and comment again. Let me know if I've hit the nail on the head with that. And hopefully that helps.
Are you guys going to be doing some inspirational Shakti dancing at the end of this one?
Not today, but we can anytime you want. Anytime.
Nice meditation, though. I mean, you're going on after us, aren't you?
It's full moon on Wednesday, so that's why full moon on Wednesday.
So at 9 o'clock, viewers, I've got Lionel coming on to discuss the Super Bowl. And then at 10, we've got a 2-hour true crime podcast with Ray Hill, a London enforcer who spent 30 years in prison.
Exciting. Why don't you and Lionel join in for the end? You know how much he loves meditation.
Is that, oh, really? Does he not?
What was it he said about psychics?
What did he say? Oh, I'd love to hear this.
I said, I'd love to have him on with us too. And Sean said he's not a fan of psychics. And I said, yeah, but Emily would take it on the chin like I would. We wouldn't be like, we wouldn't be like, oh my God, he said that. He doesn't believe in it. Oh, he's pressure him. And
even more reason to get him on. I love a non-believer. They're my favorite type of person. Get him on.
He would need more notice, so maybe next week.
No,
Just
no,
say
not today.
5 minutes before we end. Join him on.
Okay.
The babysits until 9:15 now, by the way. Right, continuing on to goodbye, Sean. Hello, Emily. The feeling.
Look at that. Like
Goodbye,
magic.
Sean.
Like magic.
What are you feeling in with, and another one of Kanye's verbal
Kanye.
diarrhea on Twitter that was absolutely disturbing and disgusting. I mean, he's taken it to another level on the insult map and just gone.
It's wild. It's absolutely wild, especially after last week being on the red carpet and all the controversy around that. So, when I kind of sat with it, I thought my conscious mind was like, why? And I was like, okay. And I probably said this, I've said this before, but I really sensed it tonight that there is, he has an energy, and it was very clear. It was kind of like between his heart chakra and his solar plexus, so kind of here, like an entity, like, and when I say entity, some people call them demons, some people call them energies, whatever you want to call it, a dark energy, a mass. And I feel like it's eating away at him, and it's almost just playing on. It's almost like, I feel like on one level he thinks all these things, but it's almost like this energy is amplifying it and making him speak out loud. When someone's on that much self-destruct, that's exactly what it is. It's not just self-sabotage, it's self-destruct. It's like there is something attached to you. It's something that I learned from my mentor. It's like, when someone's going to harm themselves or whatever, it's not, it's a human basic desire to thrive, to be liked, to, be accepted. So when that's not happening and you're actively, outwardly doing that, there's an energy present. And that's just my mind knowing that. But when I sensed into it, it was quite a big energy eating into him, which is really quite sad. So, yeah.
Because I was reading, this is also ahead of his clothing collab with, obviously, Sean Diddy Coombs dropping, Sean John, and that's dropping soon, which is a collection of, if correct me if I'm wrong, grey t-shirts and comfort wear, as I call it. But nevertheless, he's obviously still Team Diddy, which is obviously shocking. Is he saying that just to try and get it one last push on the clothing brand because he's invested money into it? And he's like, do you know what? Nobody's going to buy this stuff because everyone knows the truth about P. Diddy, and it's going to continue, allegedly, and it's going to continuously come out. So I'll give it one last push by, playing devil's advocate and saying Diddy's innocent, buy the stuff, and then go for the best.
It's wild, isn't it? It's wild. He really, I feel like this thing is eating away so much at him. It's almost like any sort of interaction, especially like this, and this is not just any kind of interaction, like he's just grabbing a coffee, right? But something like this where it's so charged and there's so much attention on him, it almost just like it's feeding him, but not feeding him, it's feeding this energy around him, this energy that's eating into him. It's feeding that. So that's why he's almost keep doing it. He keeps upping it. Because it's almost like it's feeding this energy that's attached to him.
And with Gordon Jackson asking, don't you ladies think Kanye should get less airtime? 100%, he should get less airtime. But unfortunately, this is what everyone's talking about. He's done exactly what he wanted people to do. Is he wanted people to talk about him. He got his wife to wear a nothingness dress, and on the red carpet at a high-profile event, followed by going on a 3-day bender on Twitter, saying the most disgusting, despicable things. And he's got it. Everyone's talking about him. Piers Morgan was talking about him. Everyone wants to talk about Kanye and the nasty things he says on Twitter, and the way he makes his wife dress, and the way he's falling out with Kim Kardashian and the mother of his children. It's just desperate attempt after desperate attempt. And his friends, they're justifying his actions by saying it is another one of his episodes. I mean, there's mental health is a real struggle. And I'm all for people, right? I'm all for people, all for the people. And when people are going through real struggles in life and they've got real mental health issues, like, you really feel for them. But with Kanye, there's just something about it that says it's not just mental health, it's almost God complex. Like he thinks he can push things to a whole new level, and he deserves this. And he deserves the world. He deserves everything. I'm a billionaire. I can do what I want. I can say what I want. I can respond the way I want. But it is, and unfortunately, I just think, but the thing is, in a world where I believe in freedom of speech, and I stand by that, I don't know whether I sit on him getting silenced because of that.
Well, I was also thinking that it's really interesting, isn't it? The whole freedom of speech thing, which is such a big thing at the moment, but then he was silenced. But then there has to be a line when if it's if it's like, things you shouldn't be saying about other people, then, things that can be really harmful to people rather, then where's that line? I mean, that's a whole other podcast episode, I think, to talk about, right? Censorship. We should find someone to come on and talk about that. It's fascinating.
We should just all stop talking about Kanye right now. Not Kanye, can who? Who
there
is
we go.
he? Nobody
Simple.
cares.
Simple.
Right. So
on that note.
On that wonderful note, Emily, I was unaware that the full moon was landing on Wednesday in 2 days' time.
Oh,
what
yeah.
does that mean?
Oh, yeah, baby. Big things. It's a full moon in Leo. So it's not just any full moon. So if anyone's not aware, I'll just briefly explain. When a full moon comes, right, anything you've been pushing down, anything that you've been ignoring in your life, whether it's from a week ago, 10 years ago, may and probably will bubble to the surface. The full moon will illuminate anything that's been in the shadow. So whether it's your own shadow or a relationship shadow or a health shadow, it'll be stronger for others depending on, your life and where your astrological placements are. This particular full moon is in the sign of Leo, and Leo is fiery. And this full moon, I'm really sensing that's going to be, yes, exactly. That's me not sleeping either. My dreams have been wild. Like crazy.
Honestly, I had a really crazy dream last night. I'll go on, but yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got crazy dream too, but I won't talk about it on air. But I'll tell you what's happening. I'll tell you. Yeah. But yeah, 100%. Like it's a big week astrologically, and what I'm really sensing from this full moon is that whatever is bubbling to the surface will be quite spicy, quite kind of sharp. Oh, great, here we go. Full moon. I'm going to pick up on that in a moment. But it's going to be quite spicy, it's going to be quite fiery. You may find that also other people's stuff gets put in your face. Maybe kind of relationships, communication stuff is going to kind of rise to the surface. But what I will say, and especially to that last comment, is I hear you. It can be a lot, right? But these things are happening for us, not to us. It's happening so we can become the most powerful, aligned, truthful version of ourselves. So that's how we've got to twist the narrative. If we keep saying, oh, it's happening to me, it's happening to me, it keeps us small, it keeps us feeling rubbish, it keeps us feeling like just like the smaller versions of ourselves. If we say, right, why is this happening? How can I address this? How can this make me more aligned, more magnetic? Then it will only be for your greater good. But we have to change the narrative around that. And as Jen knows, I'm super passionate about that, us reclaiming our own power. And yes, your dreams may be wild. Honestly, my dreams are wild. And it's not a surprise, right? Not to go into a history lesson, but the word lunatic comes from the word luna, which is moon, right? There are so many words connected to the word lunar, meaning like madness, right? So I think even if people aren't switched on, like everyone who's kind of with us right now or watching on the replay, right? Everyone feels this stuff. Everyone feels it. So everything will be heightened. Someone mentioned about anxiety. Yeah, even anxieties will be rising to the surface. So it's an extra important time to look after yourself, to like do more self-care if you can. Even if that's just 5 more minutes of your day, like look after yourself, go slow. If you or do whatever you feel like you need. Going slow might not be what you want to do. You might want to just like do like loads of crazy exercise and get all that anxiety out. So yeah, I don't know if you've been feeling it as well, Jen, feeling the full moon vibes.
Oh, absolutely. So I was so full of energy this morning when I got up. I had my breakfast, right? I felt fantastic. And I didn't eat anything bad. So before anyone says, oh, it must be bad to me, right? I ate my breakfast. I had one too many cups of coffee, and I became satanic. I became evil. I was a horrible person to be around. Even I shocked myself. I was just like really miserable, like grumpy, snappy. And it was so unlike me. And I thought, right, I'm going to check in and see where I'm at on my monthly time. I thought, no, that might be that. No excuse. Literally no excuse. I was a horrible person today. Yeah, so I'm
Fiery Leo
back to the point, I
energy.
digress. I had like waking up really positive, middle of the day going down, waking afternoon positive, going down. It feels really like I'm on a roller coaster of emotions at the moment. And yes, the crazy dreams are also kicking in. And I can remember that some of them, but I'm waking up like always catching my breath at the moment. And I'm like, oh, was that real? And they're really realistic dreams as well. So it does feel really powerful. And we're also, I didn't take any notes. I should have listened to this in the car on the way back from Devon. But we're also going into a Pisces pileup, aren't we? That's coming up, which is obviously Pisces is very it surrounds emotions and water sign being it is. So a ton of planets. I think it's about 5 planets are entering Pisces over the next couple of weeks. So it is just going to be an emotional wreckage towards the end of the month. And apparently there might be loads of flooding or flooding of information as well coming up. So yeah, look out for that. Look out for that. You were
interesting.
Heard it here
first. What I will say, in case this helps anyone, right? If you find that you don't sleep very well and you definitely are quite sensitive or empathic or maybe even psychic, because I think we're all psychic. Oh, thank you, Amanda. 7 planetary alignment. Woohoo! Make sure before you, oh, bless you. Make sure before you go to bed, everyone, to say to your guides or to the universe or whatever you connect to, higher power, whatever, and say, please, can I have a peaceful and dreamless sleep, if that's what you want, if you don't want to dream. I was saying this to someone that I mentored yesterday, and she's a really bad sleeper. And then she messaged me today saying she had the best night's sleep she's had in the longest time. So really actually ask for it. Say, I want to have a deep and full sleep, and your wish will be granted. You have to ask for these things sometimes, because I think if you're quite open, which I am, I got into the habit, right, of meditating before bed, which is great if you need to, right? You haven't got any other time to do it, but that can really open you up. So I'd be like flying all over the place in my dreams, going all over the world, all over the cosmos. So yeah, ask for a restful sleep, everyone, and then send me a message if it works. Send me a private message.
Please do. Right, I'll get cracking with some questions then. From Sharon Miller, thank you for the super chat. Hi, lovely ladies. Hope you're well. Would just like to ask if I'm on the right path, please.
What a lovely question, Sharon. Thank you so much. So, what's okay? I'm going to try not to say what's really interesting, because I always say that because I just find it fascinating what comes to me. What I'm seeing, it's so interesting. I'm like, okay, let's get to the point, Emily. Yeah. So Sharon, I'm seeing a path in front of you, right? And there is a smaller path to the left and maybe a tiny path to the right. What I'm being told is you are on the right path, but for some reason you are being encouraged to be patient on this path. The word temperance comes to me because it's from like a tarot card, temperance, patience. It's actually you're being asked to take one step further and then rest, one step further and rest. So you are on the right path, and know that you're being encouraged to go slowly because you're meant to be meeting certain people as you travel through. So just know that and keep the faith that you are, and just trust in the timing of that. Thank you.
Brilliant. And yes, thanks again for the super chat, Sharon. So next super chat from Claire Collier. This community has been a lifeline. Oh, thank you, Claire. That's such kind words. Always felt different and in tune with the universe. Appreciate any energy you pick up. Birth path 9. Thank you. If you're birth path 9 and we're in a year 9, this is going to be a good year for you.
Good year, big endings. That's a big number for like your birth path, your life path. I'm sensing that you are very, very open. I'm sensing that you are very open through your crown chakra, through your third eye, almost like the top of your heart, the top of your chakras from here upwards. You are very open, but because of that, almost like there's a bit of slight imbalance. Your lower chakras feel quite contracted, and what I'm sensing is that there needs to be a greater sense of kind of balance between the two. And let me just ask as to how you can do that. Walking in nature, I know it sounds simple, but it's so powerful. I want you to walk in nature more. I want you to really feel your feet upon the earth. I want you to do things that strengthen your legs. It sounds wild, I know, but it strengthens your root chakra when you do like lunges, squats, you walk, use your legs. That's going to help you channel some of that energy down. And in fact, when people are trying to grow their psychic gifts, I always say to them, the more grounded you are, the more you have a strong container for your gifts. Okay, you need to be grounded. It's really, really important. So I hope that helps, Claire. Thank you for the beautiful message.
Brilliant. And yes, all the super chats will be entered in the draw to win a month's worth of Chico. If you don't know what Chico is, head in the description box below this video where there's a link to Chico, and all of Emily's links are below. Please subscribe to her on YouTube. How many subscribers are you at now, Emily? Please say more than 200.
I'm on 360, 362.
Woo! Let's get her up to 1,000, guys. Go on, head over to Emily's channel and subscribe now if you haven't. We will not miss you on here. If you quickly pop over and then come straight back where she will continue her fabulous readings. But right, the next one. Now, this is a bit of a worrying question. This is from Intuitively Moniqueness. Am I safe where I am, or should I move on? Thank you. Thank you, Monique, for these super chats.
Thank you, Monique. Yeah, thank you, babe. Wow, what a question. Let me just sense into this. Okay. So what I'm being shown is that you have a feeling of not feeling safe. And because of that, your inner world creates your outer world. So what I'm being told is that you need to come to a greater sense of safety within yourself. You need to work on feeling safe within yourself. And you can do that by the people you surround yourself with, the activities you do, even like, I don't know, where you spend your time feels important. And I feel like that's going to help some of these walls break down. What I'm being shown is almost like kind of like these walls around you, like it's kind of like wires around you, but it's almost like because you've never felt safe in your life before growing up, I feel as a kid. And so that's being reflected in your outer world. So I want you to really work on that, your inner world, and know that you actually are safe. The moving on happens inside. And I hope that really helps. And yeah, send us a comment if you have any more questions on that, or question rather.
Oh, thank you, Emily. So, yeah, I hope that helps, Monique. Next super chat from Julesy Bob. Hi, ladies. Oh, this is, honestly, I love dogs more than people. Like, I literally do. And, you know, when you watch a movie and a dog gets hurt in it, I get really angry. Really angry. Yeah. Wee Man, the film Wee Man. I interviewed the guy who the film's about. But in the film, his dog gets killed by a gang, and I was not happy. Absolutely. Oh, but anyway, enough about me. Julesy, we're here to help. I've had to put my beloved dog to sleep today. I'm really down and lost. Oh God, that breaks my heart, honestly. Any messages welcome. Thank you. I'm so sorry, Julesy. It does get easier, doesn't it? I mean, you lose your best friends.
100%, they're part of the family. And what's so fun and what's so interesting is earlier I took a picture and put on my Instagram, and I've got up on my shelf. It's actually my mum's dog. It wasn't my dog, but I've got on my shelf my mum's dog that passed, I think, 2 years ago now. And I was she's been really on my mind. I can see her right now. So isn't that funny that's your question has come up today, Julesy? But I want to just say to you that, first my heart goes out to you, and just know that, and it's sometimes hard to hear this, but no, it all happened as it was meant to. Nothing was your fault. You did exactly what you needed to do, and know that by this, in a way, almost creating a bit of space in your heart, this grief and this kind of space you will feel the loss of your dog, of course, but I feel it's going to open up some windows and doors for you to maybe bring some other things in your life that light you up, that are going to bring you joy. And I want you to really focus on that. Write a list in a moment of all the things that bring you joy. I feel like creative things are good for you. Painting, like, I don't know, maybe even like, I want to say even like not knitting, but crochet or something that really brings you joy and brings like a sense of childlike happiness to you. And I want you to really focus on that and use that to carry you through. I'm sending you so much love.
Thank you, Julesy. And you'll always be, you didn't say the sex of the dog, but her dog mum, you know that. And if you follow you around, that their spirit follows you around as well. My beloved Boston Terrier Boomer died 4 years ago now. And when I've had readings, people have seen her around me. So it's really lovely. And obviously I didn't go in and go, I'm missing a dog. Can you feel around me? They were like, there's a small dog here, a little black and white one. I was like, yeah, she's always there. But
that explains your email. I didn't know that's why your email had Boomer in it. That's so nice.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Boomer and Jen. So yeah, she was my beloved Boston Boomer. I'm yet to get another dog yet because I was utterly heartbroken, but I know she's around me, like in spirit. Her little tail rock wagging away, but no, it does. What I did appreciate, and if I could give that advice to you, Julesy, is don't rush in and buy another dog just yet. Don't think, oh, I'm going to replace one and get another puppy or anything like that. No, enjoy. Take time out to grieve. Enjoy the time. The freedom it gives you without the pup, and yeah, just don't rush out and go, oh, I'm going to get another dog just yet. When the time's right, you'll know. So the next question we got off Kazabear, our lovely mod. Love Kaza. Just lost my jobs on Thursday. Bloody hell. Kaza, what were you doing? What have you been up to? Do you see me getting another job? How did you? I want to know right in the chat right now how you lost your jobs. What were you doing, lady?
Yeah, I'm so intrigued. Let me just listen to this for a moment. Got distracted. So, okay. What I'm being shown is it's kind of like meandering path, like this path that's moving around and around and around. I feel like that's kind of how you've been maybe feeling recently, and maybe this might be a little of the energy that we'll carry with you, but not for too long. Maybe like a week or so. And I feel like I want you to be really present with every opportunity that comes your way. I feel like what's going to be next for you will be kind of unexpected and under the radar, but you have to be really present to it. Otherwise, I think, what's meant for you won't pass you by, right? But sometimes we'll miss something and it takes a bit longer for it to come back around. So be really present. I see things moving forward for you, but I really take this time to, kind of work on being present in the world. That's the word that keeps coming to me. Be present, be conscious. Don't sleepwalk through life. That's what's coming through. I hope that helps.
And she just put in the chat, I've just seen it on the other one, I've just got to find it on this computer. It is on sick with mental health. So yeah.
Sending love. Yeah. And go on, sorry, Jam.
No, I was going to say, this year, I think everyone's finding these crazy energies a bit too much so far. It feels like you've got one of those joke cannonballs, t-shirt cannonballs in front of you, just firing dodgy t-shirts at you constantly with crap logos on the front and slogans. Like, it honestly just feels really quite intense at the moment for everyone. I just want to remind people that everyone's going through this, just to take time for yourself at this moment. And, this isn't going to get any easier this year. It is going to feel like S-storm after S-storm. I made sure I didn't say the word there. Coming your way, and you've just got to not take it personally and just sort of brush it off your shoulder whenever you have a problem arise. Or they're not even problems, are they? I've got another word for them. It will come to me. But when you feel those energies getting a bit too much, it's just to brush it off. And like Emily said, go be at one with nature, or go do something you love, or go do a bloody salsa class or something to just take yourself away from it and bring yourself grounded and back to that good place. Spend time with family. That's what I've been doing a lot of recently. And there's something about that like spending time with my grandmother, who, thank God she doesn't watch my show, but she made me the worst chicken korma I've had in my life. And
Oh, bless her. Oh,
so
bless her.
I love her, right? But I loved it because she made it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed every bite of it because it was spending time with her. She had a really rough year last year, and it was just lovely to just spend time with family with everything sort of crazy going on. So yeah, just go be with your loved ones, go outside,
Yeah,
do a hobby,
for sure.
just keep busy. But
Amen to
yeah,
that. I just want to
sending
piggyback
love,
off.
Calder.
I want to piggyback off that just quickly. Just, you know, sometimes actually your family can be like friends, right? They can be your chosen family, because sometimes your family are a little bit like crackers. So sometimes, you know, it might be like an old friend, or, you know, someone you've even met in a coffee shop or whatever. But more than ever, and I'm really passionate about this, we need to be looking after ourselves. And I said to you, Kazabeh, about being present. Find a way that works for you. Maybe meditation is not what you need to do right now, but like ask your heart, what do you need? What do you need? All of us need to be up in the self-care, and that doesn't mean like bubble baths and getting your nails painted. That is nice, right? But it's like practices that make you feel good, practices that make you feel joyful, practices that make you feel alive and full of light. Because I feel more than ever, as we're stepping into our power, as we're stepping into a deeper state of higher consciousness, there are so many things out there trying to drag us down, trying to distract us, trying to like get in our way, and we need to stay strong in ourselves. We're stronger together. We've got this community here, which is amazing. We're all here, you know, it's like Jen always says, this is a show for the people. Reach out to us, and yeah, keep looking after yourselves. Just wanted to say that.
Exactly. And yeah, that is true. I'm going to be creating an email address tomorrow. It's been on my to-do list for the past week. I've been terrible. I had a stupidly busy week last week, but an email address for this show, and we need to get branding done. Emma Jen goes in.
Oh yes, I'm liking these colours though today. That is nice.
Oh no, they're fantastic. I don't know how that just came on. I didn't even have to change it today, but no.
Like
so yeah, we will be working on the show because I've realised we need to sort of brand it and make it our own, and a nice community where people, you know, who is spiritually curious can come and yeah, hang out and listen to really cool stuff from our mouths. But no, on that note,
I love it. I love it.
Unity movement. Can you link with my energy to find out my soul's purpose?
Oh, what a big question. Big question. I really see you. I see you with a microphone, and I don't necessarily mean like as a singer. Don't think so. I feel like there are words you need to share with the world, whether it's spoken word or poetry or speaking. I feel like you need to be using your voice more and your words more. I feel like you need to be using that as a form of self-expression. I see you on a stage. I see you in front of people, or maybe even like more of a podcast actually, as opposed to like, I see you in front of people, but not in front of an audience. A stage like an actual stage, not like an actual stage. I see you like in a stage, as in the sense of like you are center stage. That's really interesting. Let us know in the chat whether that resonates. I'd love to know.
Yes, I'm going to keep an eye on the chat. Unity movement. I need to know this information, please. Right, I for Jen. I've been stuck lately on the why did my Bristol accent come out? I've been stuck lately on the spiritual journey. Any advice or insight, please, gorgeous ladies? Thank you.
That tickled me so much.
Top on tonight. I just leant back and it looks like I've got my boobs out. Right.
That was brilliant. I enjoyed that. More of that accent. Right. Let me focus on IPJ.
I'm going to start reading all the chat in a Bristolian accent.
Please do. I would love that. Okay, the word that came to me straight away, this Jen here with a little hedgehog and a lovely little doggy, is fear. Okay, and this is very, very common when you're, and I just mentioned this a minute ago, when you're embarking on a spiritual journey and when you're embarking on really growing into yourself and stepping into your gifts. That's often when the fear rises and when like the doubt rises, and that's what I feel like is blocking you here. I really feel like that's what you need to look through. Fear, my friends, is a doorway. Fear blocks us. But really, if we can face the fear, if we can look into the fear and move through it with love, with compassion, it is the gateway to everything. It is the doorway. It shows us where we want to go. So Jen, I want you to maybe write or journal what you feel scared about right now. What do you feel scared about in your spiritual journey? And yeah, go from there. And I feel like if Jen here doesn't mind, I don't think you'll mind me sharing, Jen here, about your third eye. Can I talk about that and about opening your third eye?
Oh yes, let's talk about my third eye.
Let's talk about it, because I've been working with this Jen here about opening her third eye, and there was a lot of fear you had, right? You had a lot of fear around opening your third eye. If you wanted to speak to that for a moment.
Yeah, so I had been told I had a friend who I used to live in Devon with, who, she won't mind me saying, was a witch. She used to, and I mean, I never used to believe any of this stuff until I seen her perform quite a difficult spell on one of her ex-partners and literally ruined his life. It was an intricate spell that involved a lot of different things. So this candle, writing, bits of his clothes, hair, you know, proper voodoo. And I thought, oh, she's just wasting her time here. She anointed the cow. Is it anointed? Anointed the candle in oils. Carved his name into it with like a scapular and all sorts. And yeah, but his date, but it was really a lot of effort went into this. And no word of a lie, this woman ruined this guy's life. He lost his job, his new girlfriend. He lost his house. He lost, his job being his very successful business. So he was like literally, as people may call it, in the gutter. And and I was like, oh my God, you've done all this. I said to her, you've got to stop doing this. That's really cruel. Like, reverse it. And she was like, yeah, I will. I just want him to suffer a little bit more. Anyway, she reversed and smell, and apparently things started to pick back up for him. God knows where he is these days. You know, I hope he's all right. Anyway, but so this girl in particular told me that when you open up to spirit, like, you are going to see honestly, the worst of the worst. You are going to see ghosts. You are going to see like the most, you know, like Candyman, see it 3 times in the mirror. It's going to be like that.
Yeah. Oh no.
He scared the 7 hells out of me, that I was like, I am never opening up. I never want to see this. I never want to see the darkness. I don't want to see spirits sat on the end of my bed while I'm trying to sleep, disturbing me. Like, you know, really
welcome
scary.
to my world.
I never want to see this stuff. And lo and behold, I met Emily and started doing the spiritual mentorship, and we're opening up in a really safe way that I'm not seeing any of this. I can still pick up energies when I walk in a room and I'm like, oh hell no, there's something's gone down in here and I don't like the feel of it. I'm out. But I haven't seen like a big scary ghost when I look in the mirror at night. I haven't, you know, seen that dark figure across the hallway. None of that. It's been, really good. And with my third eye opening, it's enabled me to have the work on my psychic ability, which we all have. So I now have noticed I've been journaling about my little journey, and I'll have to read out pages from it because I am not an author. So we will maybe on next week's show we will read pages from my spiritual journey. And I'm getting this voice and I know it's in the right side of my ear because the left side of my ear utters rubbish. So I don't listen to that one. It is the right side of my ear says stuff and it's like, oh, okay. Right. I'm not going mad, guys. Like, but it's like, if I want to ask it, I'm like, should I be doing this? And it will go like, no, or yes. Or I can hear a voice that isn't my own voice, which is, but when I need to constantly, what I have noticed is constantly work on my third eye. So do a meditation with it every morning, give it a nice little massage in the morning. I won't use my middle finger for That's rude. And yeah, it really keep zoning into it, because I had a week where I wasn't feeling too well. I didn't do any of my spiritual work, and I felt myself shutting back down to like back off from it again. So it is something you need to like constantly work on, if that's right. Because we hadn't had my mentorship for a good 2 weeks due to work schedule. So I was like, when I'd next come on, I said, oh, Emily, I've been terrible. I haven't done nothing.
It's a muscle. It's a muscle that you have to, I always say to people, it's like a bicep muscle that you have to flex, right? You have to work it, and it won't ever go away, because everyone has a bicep muscle on the whole. You know, I don't know, I've never met anyone who hasn't got a bicep, but on the whole, I imagine everyone has a bicep muscle. We all have our psychic muscle. We all have it. So like Jen said, you know, just got to work at it and know that it will always be there. It's never going to go, never going to disappear. And also just wanted to really importantly say that if anyone does ever sense like negative energies or like kind of like spirits or whatever, right? Know that you can ask, you can say to spirit, to source, I do not want to see X, Y, and Z. When I first started on my spiritual journey, I would get information about people that I didn't want to know, about their fertility or about them passing away or X, Y, and Z. And I was like, I don't want to know any of this. So I said, I do not want to know any of this, and I don't get any of that anymore, which is amazing. So you just have to ask, and you will receive. So I wanted to say that to everyone. So yeah.
Ask the universe, and you shall receive. I've been trying. Literally. That's what we will definitely talk about when we got more time. Is manifestation.
Oh yeah,
the art of manifestation. I think I've got it down to a T. I'm trying to teach people, like friends who are quite sat on the fence about their spiritual beliefs, about manifestation. They go, what? I just like create a dream. No, don't create a crappy little dream board or whatever. You've got to believe that it's yours. You've got to start living your life like it's yours. You have to like live, breathe, like smoke the stuff. You've got to really, like, if you want that new car, you are driving it like in your dreams. Like feel the steering wheel sort of thing. And that's just, you know, car. There's lots of other things that aren't materialistic that you might want. But no, and I think we definitely need to do an evening of just manifestation. Like manifestation.
I'd love to.
Workshop. Guys, in the chat, put a 1 if you'd like an evening, just 2 hours, an hour and a half, of manifestation advice from Emily. Please put a 1 in the chat if you're interested, a 2 if you couldn't give a DOS. Thank you.
It's my favorite. It is my favorite topic to talk about because it's so misunderstood. It's so simple, but also it takes work. But when you crack it, my friends, you crack that. You crack it. Yes, 1 1 1 1 1.
Oh, friend Lorraine's in the chat. It's all
Lorraine,
guys. So they won, right? The
and
audience
Pam
spoke. They shall receive. It is literally
1 1 1. We can do it next week if you want. Yeah,
next week is manifestation. Obviously, we'll have to do our usual rah-rah about the celebrity gossip. Hopefully, they'll have the Jay-Z news allegedly by then.
Oh obviously, allegedly. But I do feel like it's coming. It's coming. But yeah, I love that. Let's do it. We can do a little like masterclass vibe.
Yeah,
manifestation.
Yeah, we are the manifesting ones.
Nice.
Right. We'll get on to another question before we digress again. Like, I like this question because I bet a lot of people want to know this one. Can heightened anxiety be linked to the full moon?
1,000%. Yes, we're both like 1,000%.
Let's throw the towel in.
I've been feeling that as kind of like edgy energy, like almost on edge, or like not quite sure what's going on. Anxiety, 100%. And I think there's something kind of deeper around that too. Like I mentioned at the beginning, it will rise anything that's been suppressed to the surface. But also, I think, you know, around this time, it's like we're all sensing each other's collective energy. And also it's a time where, you know, once upon a time, everyone, not to give you a story time, but once upon a time, right, we would live by story time, bedtime story. We would live by the moon, right? We would live by the moon. We would literally do everything by the moon, right? And, you know, nowadays we have artificial light. We don't live by the moon. But like once upon a time, women right? I think I've told you this before, Jen. Women would menstruate, they have their monthly time by the moon. All the women would all have their monthly time around the new moon, and so they would all gather together. So we'd all have that within us, right? And I feel like when we have a full moon around this sort of time in the modern age, right, we're so disconnected from that. There's an element of our souls trying to remember, but there's so much trying to suppress us, right, that we need to step into our power more. So that's like almost like that power struggle of us remembering and us wanting to step into our power, but also this kind of we're really, guys, and I really want to impress this on all of us and like really hit this home, is like, be conscious of what you're eating. What food are you eating? What are you putting in your bodies? How are you spending your time? What kind of people are you spending your time with? Like, what are you consuming, like in terms of news and like TV and social media, right? So I think it's all connected to that. So yes, if you're feeling anxious, it's very normal, but really use this time to be quiet, journal, reflect, meditate, do yoga, be in nature, dance, do wholesome things, and you'll feel better.
Things. And
Wholesome
always
things.
remember, your vibe attracts your tribe, and that affects every aspect of your life, whether that is friendships, family, work colleagues, anyone. Romance, of course. I always throw that one.
The main one.
The main one. But yes, and this year being, and I can't stress this enough, the year of the snake is about shedding things that no longer serve you, that things that are not meant to be in your life. Everything that you do not get rid of over the next 10 months we have left, 2.5 months, give or take, will continue onto your life moving forward, good or bad. So have a good look inside, like, and think, do I want that in my life anymore? And that is to do with not just friends, family and everything. That's to do with habits. That's to do with like bad habits, friends that are really horrible. I've had friends in my life who are absolutely toxic, and I've kept them for so long because I thought, oh no, I've been friends with them for years, and there's no need for them in my life anymore. They always take me down a dark, horrible path every time we meet up, and it's just, you don't need that anymore. You can accept, you can end friendships, relationships. I mean, family's a little bit more difficult, but you can end friendships, relationships, in your life without having to be cutthroat. I don't want to be your friend anymore, or any of that, juvenile stuff. You can be like, I'm just going to take a step back from these people. I'm kind of not feeling their vibe at the moment. I'm just going to take a step back and do my own thing for a while. And honestly, if you do start doing your own thing and taking a step back from, even if you're sat on the fence, is that person toxic or not? Just take a step back and it will come to you, because you will start seeing things for what they really are. And this year, 100%, like I said, I can't stress it enough, is about shedding, and shedding of the snake, and moving forward, because you're going to start another 9-year cycle, and you don't want to do it with old shit attached to you. Can't talk about swear less, and I'm like, oh God, yeah, I've got to.
I know.
Right.
Amen.
Sorry about my little random rant there. It was
good.
Where am I going with this? It's the proper ADHD brain. I was like, where am I going with that again?
It's truth. I agree with everything. I agree with everything you're saying. Absolutely. We all need to remember that, and let it happen. Surrender to that happening. Surrender to things falling out of your life, people falling out of your life. And like Jen said, I 100% agree. You do not want to take anything forward that is not of your highest good.
Yeah. Next super chat from Ollie. Feeling super sensitive recently. Hormones and anxious. Oh, sorry to hear, Ollie.
Yeah, sorry to hear, Ollie, and thank you for the question.
Any energy surrounding Ollie that might be making you...
So I'm feeling like around your kind of sacral area, which is kind of like down into the hips and the pelvis. I feel like there's kind of like a lot of emotion that's been like stored and stuck in there, and I feel like it's almost like it's bubbling and it wants to kind of like burst like free, or it's almost like trying to get out. And I want you to really find some ways to healthily get that out, whether it's sharing with, a healthcare professional or a friend that you trust or a person that you trust, or journaling, or, just finding ways to, so many of us have repressed emotions, and it's so unhealthy on so many levels. So I want you to really think about that. I think really, and the sacral area, the hips and the pelvis is where, our emotions are mostly stored. So I think that would be a really good place to start. And moving your body more. I think you need to move your body more, and that will help to free up some of that stuck emotion as well. Ollie.
Oh, thank you for the super chat there. So you got a bit of a challenge here, Emily.
Oh, lovely.
Can you tell me my illness? I'll drop you 20 in the super chat.
Oh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
Challenge accepted. Bookmark.
Challenged. But do I trust that Bookmark will be truthful?
Oh, come on, no pressure, only 20 beans.
I know, 20 beans. That's so interesting. Okay, let me just see if I need to just check that I'm not sensing into any ancestry. You know what's really interesting is what came up first and foremost is cerebral palsy, which is very specific. And if I'm wrong, that's totally fine. But that's what came up straight away. But I'm sensing that might not even be you. I'm sensing there's an energy around you of that. Let me just see a little bit more. That's what came through. But I'm sensing it might even be like a relative or like someone close to you that has that. And I'm sensing maybe with you, it might be actually more some panic attacks. This is getting quite deep now. I'm sensing there might be some panic attacks. And if that's the case, I want to just reach my heart out to you. I'm feeling this is not directly answering your question, but I feel like you are being affected by someone's illness in your life. I'm sensing it could be like a sibling or someone very close to you. So I'm sensing actually that in a way your illness is a byproduct of their illness. Anxiety and just feeling uncertain in the world. That's not specifically answering your question, but that's what I felt important to share. So we'll see.
Oh, well, I look forward to having that £20 in the super chat, please. Please, Bookmark. Thank you very much. And yes, guys, I'm just going to stop here for a minute to say, don't forget to follow Emily on her channel, which is in the description box below this video. And also all the wonderful things she does, and sign up to her Chico. You are missing out if you have not. And put in the side chat if you are a member of Chico. It'd be interesting to see. Chico is a yoga /dance /meditation class Emily does online, so everyone in the world can do it. And that is several times a week. So yeah, check it out in the description box below this video, and follow her on all of her socials, and follow me on all of my socials at my, I don't know whether you've seen it in my description box on Insta. I put, you know, when you put like a little bio.
Oh yeah.
Mine says, right, because obviously it's got podcast extraordinaire, proud mama to Ziggy, right? But I thought I got to put something else. And I did have like unedited content. And then I thought, no, because I do edit my content. That's a lie. I thought, no, this is about being your true, genuine self. So what shall I do? I put below average content. No.
That is amazing. That is so good.
So if you want to see some below average content, because I don't have a clue what I'm doing, and if there are any video editors out there, get in touch.
It is not below average, but what I like about it is that it's very you. It's very tongue-in-cheek, which I think is fantastic. I love that.
Oh, thank you, babes. But right, we got the next one. Mrs. Atwood is being naughty. So oh, I
Who
know.
said that?
So I had too many. Right, I'm a walking advertisement for Pepsi Max Cherry. It gets me hyper, like because of the caffeine in it. It's worse than coffee for me.
Pepsi Max.
Right,
cherry.
So, yeah, the cherry one in particular. Right. So next question is from Pam Pamois. Hi, Emily. Is there any? I love your photo, Pam. Is there anything good to look forward to this year for me?
What I'm sensing is that there's like almost like a fork in the road, and almost like you're going down a slightly different fork than maybe you were planning on going down. And I see at the end of this fork, which is kind of like end of November into early December, I see kind of like, I don't know, like something shifting, a change, like almost like a bubbling, like something kind of coming, which is kind of unexpected, but things are going to open up for you. And that's what I really see. So I want you to kind of know, not that you have to wait until end of November for that, for something good to look forward to, but I feel like something's going to shift and change for you around that time. And I want you to also pay attention to any new people that come into your life over this year, because I feel like they're going to be really important, even if it's just small and insignificant at the time, seemingly small and seemingly insignificant at the time. I want you to really pay attention to that and know that they can bring you closer to, where you're actually meant to be. So get back in touch in November and let me know.
Yes, we want to hear all about it. Thank you, Pam. And another super chat just come in from Amy. Thank you, Amy. Amy, I've seen you in and about the chat of the shows for a while now. Hello, welcome. So will I get another job this year? Redundant in March. So coming in March. That's a shame.
That's a shame. I'm sorry to hear that.
No, one door closes, a window opens.
100%. 100%. Someone I spoke to the other day said, like, this life is full of like doors and windows, and it's so true. It's like Jen said, one door open, one door closes, another door opens, and I feel like 100% you will definitely get another job. And I feel like for you, I feel like something's going to come up quite soon that's going to tide you over. It's going to keep you going and keep you afloat. I feel like, being completely honest with you, Amy, it won't be like your full passion that you'll be like, this is it forever, but it's going to give you the space and the stability to start to really delve deeper into your passion. So whenever that thing comes up, even though your first instinct might be like, I'm not sure, I think it's important that you take it to give yourself that stability and to really start to build those foundations back up again. So hope that helps. I'm really intrigued about this book. Was it Bookmark? What was his name?
Oh, he hasn't donated £20 to the chat yet. So I haven't seen a comment either. So there's no right and there's no wrong at this present moment.
I'm intrigued. Sending love.
This one pop up. I thought we could help Rose. So before we do the meditation, maybe take a couple more questions, because we're nearing the end of the show. And let's see if we can get Lionel in. The unbeliever.
The unbeliever. Oh my goodness. Unbeliever. Oh my goodness.
I'm just gonna, every time I start a podcast now, I'm doing a podcast later on someone's channel, right?
What, tonight?
Yeah, Maggie.
Oh, wow.
It's with Jaguar Wright.
Oh yeah. Wow.
I'm gonna start like this.
Oh my god, don't. Oh my goodness.
Rose, I'm confused about my current partner. I've been feeling indecisive and suddenly feel like I shouldn't be with him. The reason it confuses me is he's a great guy, good heart, but possibly we don't mesh.
What a great question. You know what? I would say that firstly, and Jen would agree with me, a woman's instinct does never lie, firstly. And someone can be really good on paper with a good heart and all of that. But if you have this sense within you that he's not right, you have to follow that. And let me just carry that for a moment. That was just my conscious brain talking to you. Let me just sense into if there's a message. Yeah, I feel like, actually, wait 1 second. I feel like there might be, I'm so glad, Amy. I feel like for you, Rose, I feel like there might be, again, a little bit of fear around this. I feel like I feel like you might be right, but I feel like for you, I think it's going to be important to move through any fear that you have first and foremost, and then I think it will be clearer as to the path forward. I hope that helps.
And yes, Hugo, right, I have got, so you'll have to watch it later on Maggie's channel. It will be reposted on this channel after, but I have got a cane, like a duck cane, that's got a duck's head, and it's a proper PIMP cane. I bought from it was like a vintage shop in where was it? Anyway, it was £40. I see this wonderful cane. It's not in this room, otherwise I'd grab it. It's on the ground floor. And and it's god awful. I will start the show then with my cane. That
Oh my goodness.
word. Right,
Word.
everyone. Oh,
So-
boy, a duck cane. Yeah, it's like a proper like duck cane. Like
That's
it's
so
got a
funny.
duck's head on the end. Yeah. Yeah, like Courtney's.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and a hat.
And a hat. You're so funny.
Yeah.
So in a minute we will do a little brief mini full moon meditation. Do we want to announce from last week, Jen, as well?
Oh, right. I've decided to give the winner to Lorraine. So if you want to get in touch, yeah, because
Lorraine.
I did enjoy obviously our session last week. If you want to get in touch, I believe I will chuck my email in here now if you want to get in touch, and we will give you a prize.
Congrats, Lorraine. And
Congrats,
we'll announce the
winner
one from
next
this
week. This week, next week. We're also going to be getting new guests on. So let's talk about the guest. It might be coming on, Al.
Yeah, on the 3rd of March.
What is the thing?
She's an astrologer. She's a fantastic astrologer. She's great in doing like one-to-one astrology chart readings, but what she's fantastic at doing is sensing into the energies of this year. She has specifically said to me that the energy in March is going to be wild. So she's going to come on, I think, the 3rd of March to talk to so welcome, Rose. She's going to talk about all the energies for March, what we can expect, how we can prepare ourselves. She is honestly so plugged in, so switched on, and you're going to love her.
Brilliant. And there's 751 people watching across the platforms. Can you please go over to Emily's YouTube, and if you haven't already, subscribe. It's in the description box below this video. We need to get her up to 1,000 ASAP. She needs 1,000 subscribers, because then you can monetize. But
but it means so much. It takes one little click. It honestly means the world. So yeah, it really would, guys. And I put loads of videos up each week about how to develop your psychic gifts, how to step into your power. I put meditations on there. So loads of content, like 3 videos a week. So yeah, please head over there. That would be amazing. We'll do a little brief meditation now. Please like as well. Thank you, Fifi Butterfly. Please like as well. We'll do a brief. Let's do a little.
Head over. Let's get her up to 1,000. We want it by the end of February. 1,000 subscribers. Come on, guys. Show your support. I just love pushing people. You know what I mean?
I love it. I love it. I'm manifesting it too. So this is perfect.
Right. Look who it is. My gorgeous boy.
Look. Look, beautiful boy.
Oh, he's wearing the pajamas I bought him. His V-Day pajamas. They're cute. Hi.
He's so blonde. Look at him. He's gorgeous.
Hi. I know he can't hear me because Sean's wearing the headphones.
Oh,
you can see Mummy though. Can you see Mummy?
Yeah, baby.
Can you see everybody saying hello, Ziggy?
So sweet.
Oh.
I'm going to keep doing that. Oh, brilliant.
Oh, thank you,
there's
guys.
one last super chat. I feel like we've got to answer it before the meditation.
Let's do it.
It's from Wenchie. So put Emily on the big screen. Well, actually, I love Ziggy, but yeah, put Emily on. My brother died yesterday. Do you have a message? Christ, Wenchie, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's terrible.
Yeah, sending you so much love around that. And let me just see. I feel like what I'm sensing is that, and you know, this is always the case, but I feel like he's very much got his hand on your shoulder. I feel like he's going to be very much walking with you over the next few months. You're going to see signs. I feel like he wants to send you signs of like blue, I don't know, anything blue, but specifically, let me just see if he has a specific sign that he wants to kind of send to you, like a password. Okay, this is so random. A badger. I want you to notice if you see anything that's really random, but that's exactly what I heard. But it's really, really, really powerful if you hear like almost like a password that he wants to send to you. So know if you see a badger or hear it or see it anywhere, know that he's trying to communicate with you. I know it's a really random word, but that's what came to me, and that's what he said. So just know that, and know that he's always with you. And get in touch when you see it, please.
Yeah, that'd be great. If you could put in the chat then, and we're going to do some meditation this evening if you're joining in, Sean.
No, I've got to start with Lionel. Can you end this one, Jen, when you finish?
Yeah, I'll end this one. See you soon,
right.
Babby.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Remove.
We'll do a quick 2-minute one, everyone. Quick 2-minute one for the full moon.
Yes.
Shall we?
Brilliant. And thank you, everyone who's obviously sending the super chat and people who've asked questions. And yes, please head over, sub to M. Next week, we're going to be doing a bit of a manifestation workshop alongside your questions, obviously starting with the relevant news, which I know bores you to tears most of the time. But, you know, we've got to clickbait somewhere, haven't we? So, yeah, let's close down your eyes, fill in your energy.
Yeah, here we go. So everyone, close down your eyes or just soften your gaze. We'll just be here just for a couple of minutes. And everyone, feel where your sitting bones meet your chair, the ground, your bed, whatever you're sat upon. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And a big breath out through your mouth. And then everyone take your focus into your heart, the center of your chest, not your biological heart, the center of your chest. And start to breathe into this space. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And breathe out through your nose. Breathing as slow and as deep and as full as you can. And if it feels good to keep your hand on your heart, then do that. If you get distracted by thoughts, it's all good. That's what happens. But keep bringing your focus back to your heart. And we're going to ask the heart a question. I want you to trust the first answer that comes. You might hear the answer, know the answer, see the answer, feel the answer. Under this full moon in Leo, in just 2 nights' time, we're going to ask the heart this question, a simple question. Say it in your head or out loud. Ask your heart, what do you want me to know under this full moon? What do you want me to know under this full moon? Trusting the answer that comes. It might be a surprise, it might not. It might be crystal clear, it might be hazy. Take a deep full breath in through your nose. And a big breath out through your mouth. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. And just quickly comment in the chat. Let us know what came up for you. And isn't it amazing how you can shift your energy in 2 minutes, everyone? The difference, I felt everyone's energy shift. And Sue, sending healing energy to everyone with sad hearts tonight. I felt that there were a lot of grief and sadness, but I hope that meditation gave everyone some peace. And yes, please put in the chat if you felt that wonderful energy from Emily, and thank you so much, Emily, obviously, for your ever wonderful spirit being on this channel. So yes, we can't thank her enough. How about we go and subscribe to her over on her channel? I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do this. You'll get in trouble. And yeah, guys, if you want to stay on the channel, it's going, I believe it will redirect over to Sean and Lionel tonight, who will be having a whale of a time as per. I do enjoy Sean and Lionel together. They're quite hilarious. So yeah, head over there now. If it doesn't redirect, you just click on the channel link with the red ring around it and it goes through, something like that. I'm not techie at all. So no, I hope you have enjoyed tonight's show, and yes, please like, subscribe, all the nonsense that goes with it, and we'll be back same time next week at 7:30 till 9 o'clock, and that's GMT. And there's plenty of shows coming up this week all over the channel, so I don't know why I'm carrying on talking. This is the energy, and it's that Coke Zero. It's made me wild, Coke Zero, the Pepsi, whatever it is. Pepsi Max Cherry, like Pepsi Max Cherry. No, who needs but yes, thanks so much. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we will see you next Monday. Take care. Goodbye. Lots of love. Bye. 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 Bye.